Japan, a nation often studied yet seldom fully understood when it comes to the profound enigma of human longevity. While Western cultures pour billions into cutting-edge health supplements and state-of-the-art fitness technologies, Japan quietly sustains a population of over 90,000 centenarians, individuals who haven't just reached but thrived past. What if the secret to their exceptional vitality, their sustained cognitive sharpness well into their 90s, wasn't about genetic lottery or esoteric diets, but something far more accessible? Pioneering research from institutions like Harvard Medical School studying these superagers has conclusively identified 6 deceptively simple physical movements seamlessly woven into their daily existence that are, in fact, the bedrock of their extraordinary lifespan. These aren't strenuous gym routines. In fact, their subtlety initially led Western medical paradigms to overlook their profound significance. Yet, advanced neuroimaging now reveals their unparalleled neurological and physiological impact. Japanese seniors who consistently integrate these practices demonstrate a remarkable 40% reduction in cognitive decline compared to their Western counterparts. Their joints retain a youthful flexibility decades longer, and their balance systems operate with the precision typically seen in individuals 20 years younger. It's no wonder Stanford University researchers have termed this phenomenon modern medicine's most overlooked longevity factor. The science is undeniable. These movements don't just extend life, they redefine its quality.
This article explores the profound implications of these findings, setting the stage for the unveiling of these 6 precise movements.
Among them, a singular practice confirmed by a landmark study involving 15,000 Japanese elders stands out. This action, requiring just 2 minutes daily and 0 equipment, was shown to extend average lifespan by an astonishing 7 years. What's more, neuroscientists have documented it activates more brain regions simultaneously than any other physical activity ever measured. Unlocking these secrets holds the potential to fundamentally reshape one's health trajectory.
The 6th movement, Sampo, the art of mindful ambling. We commence with a practice that at first glance appears deceptively simple and almost inconsequential. Yet for Japanese elders, Sampo is revered as a sacred prescription for sustained vitality. This is more than mere walking. It is a deliberate, focused, locomotive meditation executed at approximately half your typical walking pace. Japanese seniors routinely dedicate 20 to 30 minutes to Sampo each morning, often preceding their first meal. The crucial distinction from Western brisk walking lies in its integration of deliberate slowness with a precise breathwork pattern. The recommended sequence involves inhaling for 2 steps, holding your breath for 2 steps, then exhaling for 4 steps. This rhythmic synchronization profoundly harmonizes your cardiovascular and nervous systems, a state less attainable through faster ambulation. A 2019 study by Kyoto University tracking 3,000 individuals over the age of 60 for a decade yielded compelling results. Participants who regularly practiced Sampo demonstrated a remarkable 62% reduction in arterial stiffness compared to the control group. Furthermore, their blood pressure showed an average decrease of 12 mm in systolic and 8 mm in diastolic readings. Intriguingly, the unhurried pace facilitates full foot contact with the ground, engaging all 33 joints in each foot. This continuous proprioceptive feedback to the brain significantly enhances balance and spatial awareness. Western seniors who adopted Sampo for just 8 weeks experienced an average increase of 45 seconds in their single-leg standing time. To properly perform Sampo, cultivate a mindful focus on the complete roll of each footstep, initiating with the heel, transitioning through the arch, and pushing off with the toes. Maintain your gaze approximately 6 feet ahead, rather than fixating on your feet. Allow your arms to swing naturally with minimal amplitude, hands relaxed, fingers gently curved. The prescribed breathing pattern is paramount and requires dedicated practice. Initially, counting your steps can aid in maintaining the rhythm. Morning practice is often most effective, as naturally elevated cortisol levels amplify the calming benefits. Avoid performing Sampo on a treadmill, as the moving belt interferes with natural foot mechanics. Whenever possible, seek out varied terrains. Different surfaces activate a broader range of stabilizing muscles. A study by the University of Tokyo found that elders performing Sampo on natural surfaces like grass or dirt paths exhibited 20% better joint mobility than those who walked exclusively on concrete. For beginners, a starting point of 10 minutes daily, gradually increasing to 30 minutes over several weeks, is recommended. Now, let us transition to a practice that systematically rebuilds the body from the ground up. The fifth movement, Rajio Taiso, daily dynamic stretching. At precisely 6:30 a.m. each day, a gentle piano melody broadcasts across Japan's public airwaves. This familiar tune signals the commencement of Rajio Taiso, radio calisthenics, a daily ritual embraced by millions since 1928. However, the term calisthenics can be misleading. This practice differs significantly from typical Western exercise routines. It is a fluid sequence of 13 precise dynamic stretches completed in exactly 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Each movement targets multiple muscle groups simultaneously, maintaining continuous motion. There are no static holds or aggressive stretches, only sustained, gentle movements, meticulously designed to lubricate joints and foster full-body flexibility. Researchers at Osaka Medical College conducted a study comparing 8,000 daily Rajio Taiso participants over 60 with a non-practicing control group. The daily practitioners experienced a 40% reduction in falls, a 55% decrease in chronic back pain, and maintained nearly full range of motion in their shoulders and hips well into their 80s. The scientific principle underpinning these benefits is particularly noteworthy. These dynamic stretches can increase the production of synovial fluid by up to 30%. This vital fluid functions as the body's natural lubricant for its joints. Without regular movement, it thickens and diminishes, leading to the stiffness and pain commonly associated with aging. The sequence commences with gentle arm raises designed to open the chest and enhance respiratory capacity, involving inhaling as arms lift overhead and exhaling as they descend. This is followed by arm rotations to mobilize the shoulder joints, then gentle twisting movements to maintain spinal flexibility. Lateral bends stretch the intercostal muscles between the ribs. Leg movements include gentle marching in place, followed by shallow squats to preserve knee and hip mobility. The entire sequence maintains a rhythmic pace, elevating the heart rate just enough to improve circulation without causing undue strain. For maximal benefit, timing is crucial. Japanese seniors typically perform Rajio Taiso immediately upon waking, often before consuming food or drink. This capitalizes on the natural surge in growth hormone that occurs during sleep. When these hormone levels are elevated, muscles and connective tissues are most responsive to stretching. The movements should feel like flowing through warm honey, never forced or bouncy. If the full sequence is initially challenging, prioritize the arm raises and gentle twists, as these offer significant benefits with minimal effort. Many Japanese corporations still conduct group Rajio Taiso sessions before work, with productivity studies indicating that employees in these companies take 30% fewer sick days than those without this practice. It is time now to explore a movement that safeguards the brain as much as it preserves the body. If you're finding this information valuable, please consider supporting its reach to more seniors by liking this content and subscribing for daily empowering health insights. The fourth movement, Shinkyu Zaori, the profound squat. Rest venture into any Japanese park or garden, and you will frequently observe elders comfortably resting in a deep squat position, heels flat on the ground, engaging in conversation or tending to plants. They adeptly maintain this posture for 10, 20, or even 30 minutes without apparent discomfort. In stark contrast, most Westerners over the age of 60 struggle to hold this position for even 10 seconds. This disparity extends beyond mere flexibility. The deep squat rest is a fundamental human posture, largely absent in our chair-centric culture. Japanese seniors retain this capacity throughout their lives through consistent daily practice, typically accumulating 20 to 30 minutes of squat time daily. A groundbreaking 12-year study by the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology tracking 5,000 seniors revealed compelling correlations. Participants who could comfortably maintain a deep squat for at least 2 minutes reduced their risk of requiring assisted living care by a remarkable 70%. Their hip mobility was sufficient to navigate all activities of daily living, and they maintained independence for an average of 9 years longer than those unable to squat. Biomechanically, the significance of this posture is profound. The deep squat opens the hip joints to their full range of motion, preventing capsular stiffness that often contributes to the shuffling gait observed in many elders. It maintains ankle flexibility, crucial for balance, and strengthens the pelvic floor muscles vital for bladder control. Crucially, it decompresses the spine, allowing nutrient-rich fluid to flow between the vertebral discs. Harvard University researchers have observed an 80% reduction in hip replacement surgeries and a 60% decrease in chronic lower back pain in cultures where deep squatting remains a prevalent practice. To cultivate this essential capacity, begin by squatting with your back against a wall for support. Position your feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Slowly lower your body, allowing your knees to track in line with your toes. If your heels initially lift, place a rolled towel beneath them for support. Start by holding for just 30 seconds, gradually increasing duration as your mobility improves. The key is frequency over sustained duration. Performing 5 separate 1-minute squats daily is more beneficial than attempting one strenuous 5-minute hold. Japanese elders frequently integrate deep squats while waiting for a bus, gardening, or even watching television. They have so thoroughly embedded this posture into their daily routines that it requires no special effort or dedicated time. Seek to use this posture functionally whenever possible. Squat to organize low shelves, play with grandchildren in this position, or even squat to tie your shoes instead of bending over. Each functional application reinforces the movement pattern and preserves the mobility that underpins independence. Next, we delve into a practice that actively reshapes your nervous system, stabilizing it for decades to come. The third movement, Ashi, the unilateral stance. While it may sound unconventional, Japanese physicians prescribe single-leg standing with the same conviction Western doctors prescribe medication. Patients over 60 are advised to practice standing on one leg for 1 minute, twice daily, as a preventative measure. In Japan, this practice is even covered by health insurance due to the overwhelming data supporting its efficacy. A 15-year aging study by Fukuoka University, tracking 12,000 participants, demonstrated profound results. Those who engaged in daily single-leg standing experienced a 68% reduction in hip fractures and a 75% decrease in falls requiring hospitalization. Brain scans revealed an increase in gray matter within the motor cortex and cerebellum, regions crucial for coordination and balance. When you stand on one leg, your body makes thousands of minute adjustments every second to maintain equilibrium. These micro-adjustments not only strengthen muscles but also fortify your entire neuromuscular system. Your proprioceptors, the sensors that inform your brain about your body's position in space, become hyperactivated. Your inner ear's vestibular system sharpens its reactive speed. Your visual processing accelerates as your brain simultaneously integrates information from multiple systems. The standard protocol is remarkably straightforward. For safety, position yourself near a wall or a sturdy chair. Lift 1 foot, approximately an inch, off the ground. Fix your gaze on a stationary point about 10 feet away. Breathe normally and aim to maintain this posture for 30 seconds. Repeat on the opposite leg. As you progress, introduce the challenge of closing your eyes. This eliminates visual input, compelling your other balance systems to work harder. Japanese seniors commonly incorporate this exercise while brushing their teeth, effectively gaining 2 minutes of practice within an existing daily routine. This timing creates an automatic habit loop, ensuring consistency. Advanced practitioners can introduce subtle movements while balancing. Slowly turn your head from side to side, raise your arms overhead, or draw small circles with your lifted foot. Each variation challenges different facets of balance and coordination. The key is progressive overload. When 30 seconds becomes effortless, increase to 45 seconds. When standing with eyes closed becomes manageable, try standing on a folded towel for an unstable surface. This continuous progression prevents plateaus and sustains neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have even found that single-leg standing time is a more accurate predictor of lifespan than blood pressure or cholesterol levels. Individuals over 60 who can stand on one leg for 30 seconds exhibit a mortality rate similar to those 10 years younger. Now prepare for a movement with almost magical efficacy. The second movement, Seiza, the art of floor-sitting transitions. Here is a compelling insight into the daily lives of Japanese elders. The average Japanese person over 70 performs over 20 stand-to-floor and floor-to-stand transitions daily. They regularly sit on the floor to eat, drink tea, watch television, and socialize. Each of these transitions represents a complex full-body movement that inherently preserves strength, flexibility, and coordination in ways that cannot be fully replicated by gym exercises alone. A large-scale study by the University of Tsukuba involving 10,000 seniors compared those who regularly sat on the floor with those who exclusively used chairs. The floor sitters exhibited 40% greater lower body strength, 50% better hip flexibility, and remained capable of independently rising from the floor well into their 90s. Most strikingly, their cognitive test scores were consistently 15% higher. Researchers discovered that the intricate motor planning required for floor transitions actively engages the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive function center. Safely kneeling down and rising back up demands sequential motor planning, balance control, force regulation, and spatial awareness, all simultaneously engaged. It is, in essence, a full brain workout disguised as a simple daily activity. The traditional approach begins from a standing position with feet together. You lower one knee to the ground, then the other, settling into a kneeling posture with your glutes resting on your heels. From here, you can transition into various floor-sitting positions, such as cross-legged or side-sitting. To rise, reverse the process. Step one foot forward into a lunge, leveraging that leg to push yourself upright, then bring the other foot to meet it. While seemingly simple, this demands remarkable control and strength. To cultivate this ability, start with assisted transitions. Utilize a low stool or ottoman as an intermediate step. Place your hands on the stool as you kneel, then remove them once stable. Over several weeks, gradually reduce hand support until you can complete the movement independently. Initially, practice on a soft carpet or yoga mat to cushion your knees. Frequency is more critical than perfection. Even 2 or 3 floor transitions daily can yield significant benefits. Japanese elders do not perceive this as exercise, it is simply how they live. They maintain this capacity from childhood, never allowing the movement pattern to degrade. For those learning later in life, patience is essential. It may take months to achieve a smooth transition, but the rewards are immense. Studies show that the ability to rise from the floor without using your hands is one of the most potent predictors of longevity. Brazilian researchers found that individuals capable of doing so lived, on average, 6 years longer than those who could not. And now the moment you've been anticipating, the king of all movements. The first movement, Tenugui Hibiki, the isometric towel. Talk, this is it. The singular movement that has profoundly reshaped researchers' understanding of aging and exercise. It requires nothing more than a simple hand towel. Yet, Japanese centenarians consider it their foremost method for sustaining vitality. Holding a towel with outstretched arms, you perform a specific twisting motion that generates isometric contractions throughout the entire body. But to categorize it merely as a towel twist would be to vastly understate its complexity and impact. This movement activates muscle fibers that often remain dormant in 99% of conventional exercises. When researchers at Tohoku University attached electrodes to subjects performing Tenugui Hibiki, they recorded muscle activation in astonishingly unexpected areas. Deep spinal stabilizers, intrinsic foot muscles, and even facial muscles demonstrated enhanced activity. The study that sent shockwaves through the medical community tracked 15,000 Japanese elders for 20 years. Those who performed Tenugui Hibiki for just 2 minutes daily experienced an increase in life expectancy by 7 years. Their grip strength, recognized as the single best predictor of mortality, remained above the threshold for independent living until an average age of 92. Their bone density was equivalent to individuals 20 years younger. Even more remarkable, brain scans revealed that the bilateral coordination required for proper towel talking simultaneously activates both hemispheres of the brain, forging new neural pathways between them. Participants demonstrated improved memory recall, faster reaction times, and significantly reduced rates of dementia. The technique begins with holding a rolled hand towel horizontally at shoulder height, hands approximately 18 inches apart. Generate tension by pulling outwards, as if attempting to tear the towel apart. While maintaining this continuous tension, slowly rotate your entire torso to the right, keeping your hips facing forward. The rotation should originate entirely from your core, not your arms. Hold at maximal rotation for 3 seconds. Then, slowly return to center and rotate to the left. The continuous tension is paramount. You are, in essence, creating resistance against yourself, forcing every stabilizing muscle to engage. Your breath must remain smooth throughout. Inhale as you return to center. Exhale as you twist. This specific breathing pattern activates the vagus nerve, triggering a parasympathetic response that reduces systemic inflammation. The beauty of Tenugui Hibiki lies in its scalability. Beginners can employ minimal tension and small rotations, while advanced practitioners can generate immense resistance and perform deeper rotations. Some Japanese elders even practice variations while sitting or lying down. The principles remain constant: generate tension, maintain control, and coordinate breath with movement. Molecular biology elucidates why this works so powerfully. Isometric contractions trigger the release of myokines, special proteins secreted by muscles when they contract. These myokines act like medicine, reducing inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity, and even promoting the growth of new brain cells. The towel twist generates more myokines per minute than any other movement studied. Timing further amplifies its effects. Japanese seniors typically perform it immediately upon waking and again before bed. The morning session primes the nervous system for the day, while the evening session promotes recovery and enhances sleep quality. 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute at night, that is all it takes to unlock its full benefits. No special equipment beyond a basic towel, no gym membership, no complex choreography. Yet, this simple practice profoundly impacts every system in your body more deeply than hours of conventional exercise. In conclusion, the revolution in understanding aging is not about discovering novel technologies or pharmaceutical supplements. It is about recognizing the profound wisdom embedded in movements silently practiced by generations of Japanese elders. These 6 movements are not merely exercises, they constitute a holistic system for sustaining human function throughout life. They simultaneously address strength, flexibility, balance, coordination, and neurological health. They demand no specialized equipment, no specific attire, and no dedicated workout time. Instead, they seamlessly integrate into daily life, becoming as natural and indispensable as breathing itself. The research findings are unequivocally clear and compelling. Individuals who consistently maintain these movement patterns age in a fundamentally different way from those who do not. They retain independence, they preserve cognitive function, they savor their final decades rather than merely enduring them. The choice, ultimately, is yours. You can continue to adhere to Western exercise paradigms that often approach aging as a disease to be combated. Or you can embrace these deceptively simple movements and view aging as a natural process to be navigated with grace and vitality. The Japanese have illuminated the path. Science has rigorously validated their approach. The only question remaining is whether you will commence today or defer until tomorrow to fundamentally transform your aging trajectory.